Most people don't know how to take a step back and work on the business instead of in the business. That is the biggest challenge. Like if I hire somebody, then my labor is going to be too high. Those kinds of excuses.
That's part of that fear. Like you really are jumping in to the deep end.
Yes.
Or to the abyss, the unknown in that case.
Here we go.
Podcast, I'm here with the
Money, making crap for money, money, and
Welcome to another episode of the Summit Chasers podcast. We are here with TedX speaker, multiple business owner, Kristen Corral. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You met her first.
Through LinkedIn randomly. I
Cold
DM'd her.
DM.
Yeah.
Look, the DMs work.
I was like, hey, you want to go
sometimes.
grab coffee?
Mhm. I feel like it works out more often when you actually want to generate like a relationship
Yeah.
with somebody and you're not just
Not trying to pitch.
something on there. Sometimes it works out a little bit better that way. But she became a big fan of you, and then obviously she talks about you all the time. Then I became a fan of you. I was like, okay, I need to get her on the podcast. But to tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in entrepreneurship, and sort of where you're looking to go.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you like a back a little bit
Do
further
it.
if you want, just because it's a fun story. So I actually grew up as a performer. So I was like a competitive ballet, jazz, tap dancer.
Yeah.
And because we talked
Yeah,
about you
the
being a
dance
dancer.
stuff.
Yeah. And then, so then I moved, I did cruise ships for a while. I moved to LA for a while. And then I had a friend from cruise ships who was here in Las Vegas, and she was performing in Siegfried and Roy, and they were auditioning. So she's like, you should come out and audition. So I came out, I stayed with her, I auditioned. There was like 400 girls at that time. It was like the peak of Siegfried and Roy. So I showed up, I didn't get it, but I got down to like the last three.
Oh, wow.
And so I figured there's so much more here than in
Yeah.
LA for me. So I stayed and I just started working. So I started working at Mon Ami Gabi. That's where I met my husband in 2003. He was working as a bar back at the time. And then he continued on his journey through restaurants, and I continued my journey through performing. And I worked alongside tons of half-rate magicians getting cut in half. I did Peep Show with Holly Madison at Planet Hollywood, and then I retired. I started my own pet care company, and I scaled that and sold it. And then I partnered up with my husband and our two other partners, and we founded Tacotarian in 2018.
That's so cool.
I know. It's such a fun story. I love the atypical stories where you're like, I was a performer, I was a dancer, and then started my own business because you loved pets, right?
Yeah, I
That's so
basically didn't know
cool.
what I was going to do, but I'm not really good at working with other people. So I figured it's probably best I not go get a job where I have to listen to other people.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, the only other thing I care about is animals. So how do I leverage animals and owning my own business? And then I looked online and I saw this program at UNLV, which is so bizarre, but it was called Animal Massage Certification. So I went and got my certification in animal massage and dog yoga. And I was like, okay, but there's not going to be enough clients for me to book full-time animal massages, right? Because that's pretty bougie.
Very.
So I created this like full-scale, like dog walking, pet sitting, pet care,
The full
animal
shebang.
massage. Yeah, the full shebang.
So cool.
That's amazing. I love those stories because we have fairly similar. Like I was a professional athlete, and then I was an entrepreneur while I was a professional athlete, but I was always an entrepreneur more so than an athlete. So like that background is always fascinating. And as a performer, like you're an athlete, 100%.
Not anymore.
You're an athlete. Well, not anymore. Neither of us are. Trust me. You hear the sounds I make when I get out of bed. But what did you take away from performing, having to be so focused in the practice, the discipline it takes to be so good at something like that? What did you take from that and put into entrepreneurship?
One of the main things that I think has made me such a strong entrepreneur, and it also makes me a little bit of a crazy person, is that I am so competitive. I am extremely, disgustingly, like weirdly competitive. And so we did these personality tests one time when we were trying to figure out if we were going to use them for hiring. And so we all did them. I've done two actually, and both of them said that I'm more competitive than 98% of the population. So I'm psychotic. But it benefits you in business because you're always competing not only against yourself, but against other businesses similar to yours or not similar to yours, and seeing what they're doing and then trying to always be better.
That's hilarious.
I know I was reading a book. It's Win the Insight Game. There's his name's Steve Magnus. Is that his name? The author.
so.
He has another one that's another book that's amazing. It's called Do Hard Things. I definitely suggest his
I've
work.
heard of this book.
Yeah, it's a very good books. But he gave a really good kind of insight into individuals like Michael Jordan and how much he struggled after he got out of sports to satiate that competitiveness and then find a way to leverage that that psyche that he has, and how important it is to be able to kind of turn it on, turn it off, know when to zoom in, zoom out. We say that to business owners all the time. That's one of their superpowers. Is a superpower business owner should have is the ability to zoom in, zoom out, hyper competitive, chill out and let things play out. So how do you kind of compartmentalize, or do you?
I don't know that I have a
them?
chill out and let things play out setting.
Yeah.
Maybe I should work on that. I'm good at zooming out. I'm a big picture person.
Yeah.
I'm less good at like executing small little detail oriented projects. I get distracted and I just keep going to like big picture. What about this? What about this? What about this? So that's something that I'm not great at, but I think that's why you find good people on your team or good people that work for you that can execute for you in detail.
Yeah. Is your husband, because your business partner's now with your husband? Yeah, so we have that in common. Is he a little bit more in the weeds, ability to kind of jump in the weeds?
He's
more,
an executor,
okay.
and he's so down to earth. He's completely opposite me, which is like,
Yin and yang.
yeah, we are complete yin. Yeah.
That's
He's
great.
so chill. He's so, you'll meet him and you'll be like, wow, it's the complete opposite. Yeah.
But that's good, because I mean, I'm
He's
probably
the psycho.
closer to your side of
That's
the
what I
spectrum.
said when she told me about you. I was like, oh, he sounds like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% much closer. But and then she, like, when she gets in the weeds, she's so good at looking at things and like, okay, this is broken. How can I make a process here? Seeing, she can like take the big picture and then make it make sense.
Yeah.
Like make the connections at more of a granular level.
I'm not like the big dreamer. Like he's got all the big visions and the big ideas, and then he tells me them, and I'm like, okay, I can actually turn that into a reality that we can move on in a system. Yeah, but I'm not like the big dreamer. What
Yeah.
keeps me up at night is like, shit, did I do something wrong in that process, or did I miss something? Do I need to go double check? That's what keeps me up with him. It's like all of the big
Where
plans
the
that
fuck's
he's
this
got.
industry
Yeah.
going? How can we leverage
Yeah.
this industry into that one? And then we just never sleep. But how do you? I had a great question.
Wait,
and
I've
it
got
escaped
one.
me. Yeah, go ahead.
I've got one as far as dance goes. I don't know about you, but for me, what I feel like I've brought into entrepreneurship is almost like how I present myself and how I show up, right? Because we have that moment where like you step on a stage or I step onto the competition floor and you're almost like a slightly different version of yourself, more polished, more put together. What else from dance do you think you've been able to apply into the entrepreneurial space?
I definitely agree with you. There is a presence to someone who has
Yeah.
a performance background. It's much more comfortable, even in times where you don't feel comfortable. Like, if you ever remember when you were like on stage doing a competition or anything, and someone would be like, "Oh, you were so good," and you're like, "Really? I was so nervous."
Dying
And
inside.
people are like, "Well, I couldn't tell." I felt that about TedX. I was like, "Oh my god, I was so nervous, I almost died." And they were like, "You look totally fine."
Yeah.
I think confidence is a big part of it. And you're right, having kind of almost like I don't want to say an alter ego,
Right.
but people have a very different perception of me than sometimes what I am in my own brain. Like in my own brain, I can be insecure, I can question myself, I can feel confused, but people don't ever see that version of me. They see like
100%.
this version of me that's very comfortable out there talking about what I'm doing and who I am.
Yeah.
How do you battle that?
100%.
I mean, we hear this, and we
were talking about it last night.
We hate the term the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I think that just we need to erase that, because giving it a label then makes it more powerful, right? It makes it more likely that you're going to act. Okay, if you label yourself, I have imposter syndrome, you're more likely going to act in that way. So I just want to eliminate that. That's my disclaimer every time I bring this up. But is that something that you've battled with before? And how do you? What are some advice you can give, whether it's business owners or somebody who wants to get into business? They're like, oh, I don't think I could do this, even though they maybe have a background that says that they could, or maybe it's a background similar to ours, where we're like athletes, and like I was an athlete, I don't know how to run a business, I can barely do math. So what's some of your advice to them to overcome some of that self-doubt?
So I think we live in a time where, actually, I know we live in a time where you can learn almost anything you want for free on the internet.
Yep.
It's so crazy. And so back in the day, you would have to, have this business degree and all of these certifications and before you could ever open a business. And no, you don't need that now. If you have a really good idea and you're passionate about it and you're ready to put in the hard work, then you can easily start your own business. Now, is it going to be easy? No, it's going to be incredibly difficult. You're going to fail. You're probably going to lose money. All of these things still happen to us as seasoned entrepreneurs, as I'm sure it happens to you guys. But no risk, no reward, right? So I'm a big believer in putting myself in situations where I learn from other people. So right now, I might learn something from you guys that I take home and I think about later and say like, oh, how am I going to apply that to my business? But I love putting myself in rooms where I'm the small fish in a big pond of other people who have been there and done that. And I think that's just the best way we learn as human beings.
Yeah. You get to, especially like you said, there's so much information out there right now. It used to be where information, it was very valuable. It was very, very valuable because we held it up here. It was in books. So it took a lot of time. It took a lot of investment. And then you had to force yourself into those rooms to get the information out of those other people's heads. Where now we have like for $20 a month, $30 a month.
It's crazy.
You can learn how to put together a rocket ship, right? And now, like you said, you put yourself in these positions where you do fail. People are still like fear of failure is still probably the number one reason that people don't actually do some of these things. But you can put yourself in these situations where it's like, I don't know how to get out of this, and you can go figure it out pretty quickly. Where before you'd have to invest and you would have to go to a seminar somewhere or pay way too much money for a course, and then that course didn't work because most courses are crap, and then buy another one, and that one didn't work, and then buy another one. Like, oh, that one was pretty good. So it's just, you have this, everybody should have the confidence now, because it's at the tip of your fingers, that you can figure it out. And I think that's what a lot of people, what holds them back. Like, I don't know if I'm going to figure this out. What if this happens? What if that happens? Well, what if it does happen? Freaking ask ChatGPT, ask Grok, ask Claude, ask whoever, right? It's never been a simpler time to get out of a shitty situation right now, for the most part, like when you're in it from a business perspective, right? But yeah, it's interesting right now. What's so you work with? Do you currently work with small business owners? Like, do you mentor? Do you do?
I mean, not as a profession. I mainly do it for free, honestly, because I enjoy doing it and I speak a lot about it. But I often talk to specifically women a lot because women just don't put themselves out there as much, and we get bogged down in all the other things, and we tend to put ourselves last. And women in general, I feel like, need to step up and kind of step out of the house and step out of their business. I met this woman the other night who's also a restaurateur, and she owns a vegan restaurant that I really like and I respect. And I didn't realize that she was wearing every single hat in her restaurant. She had never been to a networking event before because she was the cook, she's the cashier, she's the business owner, she's doing the books, she's doing everything, the social media, the marketing, all of it herself. So she cannot leave. No. She can't go to a networking event. But if we get bogged down working in our business all day long, there's no possible way that we can work on our business to grow it. So, and for everybody, that might not be what they want. Not everybody is crazy like us where they want, 5 million businesses that are multi-million dollar. Not everybody wants that. Sometimes people just want a humble, small business that they can call their own and they can go to work and work for themselves every day. And both of those things can be okay. But I still think women need to reach out and help each other and be out there more.
No, 1,000%. And when we work with businesses too, we ask that question, what kind of business do you want? We always ask this question at the beginning of any of our sprints. Is what kind of business do you want? Do you want an empire business, or do you just want?
Do you want a lifestyle?
Do you want a lifestyle business? Do you just want to have a couple locations or one location of whatever, or you only want to hit this? You only have this many products, and that's totally fine. But you need to understand that first. You have to
define it for sure, so that you know how you're building. And if you don't define it, then you're just kind of like rowing with absolutely no direction in where you're going and where you want to land, which is silly.
Like you work with both kinds of businesses.
We do,
Oh yeah. Sometimes I prefer the more impact lifestyle type of businesses, because working with, I'd probably love to work with you, but sometimes working with the crazy visionaries, they come back, like we give them homework and a curriculum kind of to just kind of focus on for the week, just something to kind of narrow their focus a little bit so they can stay focused. That's another superpower a business owner needs to have, is focus. But then they'll come back and be like, man, I was on ChatGPT all night and I have all these other ideas. I can do this, I can do that, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, focus. Word focus. So, but those ones are also kind of like rewarding. Like, I also love dogs. It's like working with like a really troubled dog, like an aggressive dog. And then it comes around and it's a sweetheart. And like, you get to see like, oh, that was worth it. Sometimes it's kind of like that. But yeah, no, we work with both. Yeah, no, it's great whether they're starting out or trying to hit 5 million or trying to hit 10 million. But that was going to be kind of my question with some of the business owners that you talk to. What is their biggest objection to their own success?
That's a Good question.
I mean, most of them are just in their own way. That's the bottom line. Most people don't know how to take a step back and work on the business instead of in the business. That is the biggest challenge I see.
When you say that, like if you say that to them, you need to step back and work on your business. What's there? Like, well,
Money. Well, I can't because then I won't have enough. Like if I hire somebody, then my labor is going to be too high, or those kinds of excuses. But when I started my very first pet sitting company, I did everything myself. And after a few years, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like how can I scale this? There's no possible way that I can scale myself. So I either have to change. And I got into this mastermind group, which is so weird that there's an actual mastermind for professional pet sitters, but there is.
look, there's groups for everything.
There's groups for everything.
It's so much fun.
So I got into this really, really, really good mastermind, and I credit this woman, Bella Vasta, who ran that mastermind. She still does probably today, with kind of changing my mindset on how I do business. Because the whole time she would bring in these really good presenters and speakers and all of these different topics. There was a book, Marcus Sheridan, which is They Ask You Answer, which is all about blogging and SEO and how he turned every question that someone asked him about his pool business into his failing pool business. He turned it, every single one, into a blog, and then his pool business became the #1 pool business in his area because he was asking the exact questions that people were going on and Googling. So just some really creative things like that. So I took a step back and I hired people. And even though I couldn't really afford it, I did it anyways, and I worked completely on the business, and it doubled.
How long did it take for you to double it, would you say?
Less than a year.
That's amazing.
And that's so worth it. And that's part of that fear. Like you really are jumping in to the deep end.
Yes.
Or to the abyss, the unknown in that case. Like, let's hire a bunch of people that cuts my profit in half. That means things are going to be really tight, really stressful for this amount of time, but then trusting in the fact that that is going to allow me to do the things I need to do in order to grow the business. And it's funny because you get business owners that do step out and they almost realize, oh my God, I was the problem. Either I was the big problem here or like I didn't know anything about my business. I didn't know anything about my market, my customers, my clients. And I didn't realize that I was either talking to or trying to serve the completely wrong ones. And if I just shifted a little bit, and we did this happened in real time in one of our sprints where we had Megan. She literally, we did this exercise, a gain operating analysis, and she looked and if she would have cut half of her clients, she almost doubled her profit right there. But she was so busy just doing everything for everybody all the time and just saying yes to every little client that came in. She saw the graph was like, she had like 3 clients that were all of her profits, and then the rest of them were costing her money.
Yeah.
And if she cut them, she almost doubled. But then again, it's hard for them to say no because again, they're in it all the time. They get relationships with the clients. In that case, it's a service-based business. But I mean, the same thing with if you're a product or hospitality or anything like that. You're like, well, these people are coming in the door, but you're not speaking to, you're not, you could be attracting a better customer, a customer that's going to come more often or put out offers or whatever it is that could be attracting other people, but you're not going to see it because you're in the back cooking. You're not talking to them because you're either just taking their money or cooking for them. So just even something that simple, just being able to like, okay, I have another 3 hours a week. I can go and talk to my customers and find out what they want. Like that in itself
I saw
could double.
You made a post on LinkedIn about messaging your entire customer list, right? Or emailing, your entire list, asking for feedback, and that you would personally respond to everybody. And I was like,
and I did.
Holy shit.
How many was that?
Well, we have an email list of 35,000 people at Tacotarian. So I kind of just wanted to, because for the exact reason, like you said, people come in, they eat. A lot of restaurants a lot of small businesses in general tend to rely on reviews. Well, reviews can be a canary in a coal mine at some point. If the same thing is going wrong over and over for people, then yes, you'll start to see like a flood of similar reviews. But for a lot of people, I don't know about you guys, but I never leave a review, good or bad.
No, I don't either.
For any business.
Nope.
No.
I just won't go back.
It's pretty rare. Yeah.
Right? If you don't like it, you just don't go back.
Yeah.
But that's a problem. As a business owner, if people just aren't coming back and your numbers are dropping, then why are they dropping?
Yeah.
And not that our numbers were dropping, but we're kind of in a transition period where we're starting to franchise and make some changes. And I wanted to see kind of just where all of our customers were at. So I just sent out an email saying, hey, we love you guys. We want to see what we're doing great, what we're doing not as great, and maybe suggestions for the future or what you'd like to see from us. And I wrote in there, don't hate speech me, like don't rage email me. If you have a problem, like I'll try to fix it.
I fell off your stool.
So I just was honest and I said, listen, this isn't a bot, this isn't AI. Like, I'm gonna personally respond to every single email.
How many did you get?
I got about 300.
Holy shit.
Which is
It's
a
not
lot.
bad.
And
A 1%
great.
response.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I did offer a free taco if they gave me like genuine feedback, so that helped too.
That's amazing.
Free tacos help.
Yeah. So I got a ton of feedback. None of it was like overtly negative. Everybody was very polite. Even the negative feedback was just, hey, you could tweak this or tweak this. A lot of it was like, keep the Mexican pizza all year long, like stuff we can't do. Or, add. But then if I would have just sent out a survey, I wouldn't have gotten some of the really great suggestions that I did get because I wouldn't have thought to ask those questions.
Yeah.
So, for instance, someone said, hey, I really want a burrito, but in a bowl. Can we add a burrito? I know when I go in, I can usually ask them to do it, but what if it was on the menu where I could order it online? That is something we could do in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It'll generate additional revenue. Another thing that someone asked for was, hey, I really want a large salad dressing. Like this, I always want to add an extra one, but then I have to do it on the side, or then I forget, or the server forgets to put it in. So could we just upsell a large salad dressing? Well, yes, we can.
Yeah.
Like,
For
that's a great
sure.
idea. That's more money for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was some really great suggestions, but I think what most people do is they send out emails as, hey, we're running this really great special, come in, or hey, we're doing this, or hey, we're doing that. And it's very one-sided, and we forget that email is a two-way form of communication.
Yeah.
So we should once in a while send out an email just saying, hey, how's it going this week? Or I really value you as a customer. How's your life? And you'd be surprised at the kind of responses that you get back.
No, that's so important. Is even if there's 35,000 people, I'm assuming your customer base is a lot bigger than that. It's like intimidating. Like, do I want to get feedback from them? Do I want to like, how can I have a relationship with that many people? But you can.
It's such an easy opportunity too. Easy, maybe wrong word, simple opportunity for you to be able to connect with that many people. It also, to send like a handwritten email is so, like, it stands out because people are so used to just seeing like the perfect template or whatever it might be. So it's a way for you to stand out. And then we talk about all the time, like, you have to get feedback from your clients, from your customers all the time, and understand what your feedback loop looks like so that you can continue to make the iterations and take in the suggestions that they're giving you and actually provide either product, service, whatever it might be that they want to. And I think business owners miss out on that because a lot of times when we're working on our businesses, it's something that we're super passionate about. And so we're like, we want to solve it this way. But your customer might be like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, do it like this instead. So I think if you're not serving your customer, you're forgetting the whole purpose of why you started your business to begin with, because it's not about you. Like, yes, you're involved in it. Yes, you're a huge part of it, but your business is not about you. It's about the people that you're serving instead. And I think that can be really easy for business owners to forget along the way.
100%. And also where most businesses miss the mark and where small businesses have a huge opportunity over companies like Amazon and all these companies, if you invite your customers into your brand and you make them feel like they're part of your brand by communicating two-way through SMS or email or face-to-face, like you mentioned earlier, learning 10 names a day. I posted something about that on LinkedIn too. Just actually getting to remind them that you're a human being behind these small businesses.
Yeah.
They will ride or die for you. And that's something that we've been able to do since day one, is create this kind of fan base. Part of it is because we're a niche, we're plant-based, so we already have a built-in niche of people that will support us. But going even beyond that, I mean, 75% of our customers do not identify as vegetarian or vegan. So bringing those people in and making them feel appreciated and welcome when that's not even their lifestyle is something that we've had to do and get creative. And it's been why we've succeeded.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to do that if you're just guessing.
No.
That's what most business owners do. Like, we'll go through some things. It's like, okay, well, what do your customers care about most? We'd always talk about like key competing factors. Like, what goes on in their head when they're deciding, do I want McDonald's? Do I want Tacotarian? Do I want Denny's? Do I want, like, what are they deciding in their head? And then they sit there and they just try to guess. Well, they care most about this and that, and is there extra sauce and this kind of stuff, as opposed to, okay, you don't need to answer me right now. How about you go and talk to a bunch of people? Like, you have 10 clients that you've worked with, go talk to them. Why did they pick you? And what were some other options that they were considering while they were going with you, sort of thing? Or just going out and asking, like, thanks for choosing us today. If you have, like, 'cause you have a breakfast spot too, right? It's breakfast and brunch sort of thing. Like, well, what made you dine with us today? Oh, cool. Like, what other places do you like to go to?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you for picking us. Like, it's just that,
It's
those
that
simple
simple,
little things like that. And you can get that, especially in the restaurant, you can get that pretty easy. Just, you have your front I don't know if you have somebody who seats people. What is that called?
A hostess.
Hostess. You have a hostess. What's the is that the male? What's the
Host.
It's just a host.
I mean,
Host and hostess.
Hostess for both. I don't know.
I think you can say you
Either
can say
way.
host for both. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not that PC, so I don't
I'm
know.
learning. I'm
us
learning so
either.
much. But even them, it's like, oh, thanks. Have you been with us before?
Yeah.
Cool. Returning customer. Done.
The restaurant guy that we listened to at Level Up. What the hell
Taff.
is his name?
John
Taff.
Oh, John Tapper, yeah.
He was great.
He was so good. And
Yeah.
he was talking about, I don't remember which restaurant it was, but they had like a 3-touch system where they literally handed them, gosh, what was it? They sent them a flyer in the mail, like, come and you'll get a free slice of pie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they come and dine, they get their free pie. Then at that very first meal, if it's their first time there, then at the very first meal, he would give them a card at the end that's like, hey, come back and get your chicken dinner half off. I'm just throwing this shit out. I
He
don't
was
remember
free.
what the...
Yeah.
Remember, he said you don't do discounts. You
Oh, it
always
was
do free.
free the first
There
time.
was a free appetizer and then a free drink.
Second touch, they got like a card, like a business card with the manager's name on it. So then when they would come back, they would give it to the hostess and they see the business card. They're like, okay, this is the second time this customer's been here. Then on the third time, like as they were leaving them, they gave them a third thing to be different. I can't remember what the last one was, but his point was like, if you can get them in your door 3 times, they'll come back.
Yeah.
They'll continue to come. I think the likelihood of them coming back a 4th, 5th, 6th time was like 70% higher.
Yeah, it was the third. For them to come back a second time, it was like 10% or something like that. And then the
Yeah.
third time, it was less than that. But if you can get them back the 4th time, if they're there a 3rd time for them to come back a 4th time, it was like 70-something percent. So it was all about his whole system was get them in the door 3 times.
Yeah.
Because then they're 70% likely to come back in.
And they would give them a physical thing so that their host, whoever was checking them in, knew this is this person's first time here, this is their second time here, this
Yeah.
is their 3rd time here, and they would treat them as such, like throughout their dining experience, so that they would come back.
Yeah.
The next, it was so interesting. Though.
I actually like that. I like the physical aspect of
Yeah.
it. We do something we just implemented. I'm testing it out because the reason we do that, especially in the restaurant industry, is because keeping a customer coming back is much cheaper than like having to acquire new customers, which it
Way
is for
cheaper,
most
yeah.
businesses.
Yeah.
But we did, if you're in our loyalty program and you come in 3 times in 1 month, then you get a $10 credit added to your loyalty
Ooh.
in
Nice.
your wallet.
Yeah.
So, and then that goes out on the end of every month. So this was the first month. And so then yesterday, a bunch of people came in to redeem
That's
their
awesome.
$10
That's cool.
credit.
Yeah.
And so now, of course, some people are just only going to spend the $10, and that's fine. But a lot of people are going to come in and order more than $10. So the credit was
Yeah.
just, a slightly inconvenient.
If you compare that to like a
cost.
regular cost to acquire a customer, it's a lot less.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
It's a lot less than that. So but again, it's looking at those numbers, looking at those metrics. You wouldn't be able to do that if you were doing everything in your business and you were stuck in it. You wouldn't be able to see those things and then be able to brainstorm and go to that event that we went to with John Taffer, which he
was my favorite.
he was top. We had there was some of the sharks,
Cody
Shark
Sanchez
Tanks.
was there.
Oh, yeah.
Cody Sanchez was there.
she's good,
2 of the
too.
sharks were there. I love Cody. She's great.
Yeah.
But it was great. And John Taffer stuck out.
And the
stood
Reddit
out.
guy. I don't remember
Oh, and the
his
Reddit
name.
guy, the
He
guy who
was
started
fantastic.
Reddit. Yeah, he was just so down to earth. He was he took no, Reddit was not, I'm just a nerd. And somehow Reddit blew up. He took no responsibility for its success. He was just, but he wanted to give back to the community as well. So, but he's married to Serena
Serena.
Oh,
Williams.
it's that guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he was so down to earth. So down to earth. He was really cool. But yeah, John Taffer, as far as actionable things that we could take away, he was up there, which really surprised me because I always saw him on Bar Rescue. I was like,
Yeah.
he's just the guy that yells at people.
Yeah.
Smart, he knows what he's doing, but that was my
It's a
image
brand.
of him. And he got out there.
Totally.
He was brilliant.
Yeah, he's good. He's also he's a huge animal lover.
Oh.
So he kind of has
Like
worked
him even
with
more now.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm on the board of an animal charity, an animal shelter, and he's given money and kind of helped that,
That's so
given a
cool.
lot of free stuff to the animal shelter.
Is he
so.
in Vegas? He's in.
I think so.
he's a
Yeah.
local? Yeah.
Or he's in and out. I don't know if he actually lives here full time. But.
Oh, he was. I don't know if he is anymore, which would make sense. This is a good place for somebody like that to be. Okay, so you're looking at franchise.
We are franchising.
You are franchising.
We just hired salespeople.
Ooh.
So exciting.
Oh.
It's very official.
Very
It's
official.
very, very official. So what was that leap from, well, first of all, what was the thing that made that decision? Because you can go many different routes when you're looking to scale your business. You can just be like, I want 1 million locations and I can just own them and all that kind of stuff. Or you can franchise or, there's many different ways to scale. I agree that I think any business with the right model can make $100 million pretty well. What made you decide on franchising?
We went back and forth a lot. So there's 4 of us. So it's 2 husband and wives, right, that own the Tacotarian brand. And we went back and forth a lot. We knew that we wanted to grow. We knew that we wanted to scale. We got from 1 to 2 pretty quickly to 3 pretty quickly. And then we hit 5. And then we just opened our 6th this year.
Oh, cool.
We also launched a CPG line in there somewhere. So obviously the pandemic was in there as well. So it was a lot of... So in the beginning, we were very, very, very protective of the brand. Number 1, it's plant-based. So there can be no room for errors. You can't accidentally order the wrong thing from Cisco, the wrong bread or the wrong bun, and it has something in it and serve it to people. A lot of people come to a restaurant because it's an allergen issue, not even just a dietary restriction.
Yeah.
So you have to take those things very seriously. So there was a lot of fear around franchising and what if they don't do it right? What if?
Yeah.
But then we quickly realized that we're never going to get to where we want to be without franchising unless we raise a serious amount of a serious amount of capital. And then people still do it and then they hire the wrong people and they fail. The other reason for me, and I think my business partners would agree, is that one of the reasons we've been so successful is because we're very rooted in this community. You see us out there, we're doing stuff like this, we're at networking events, we're all on boards, or we participate in our community in some way. And that reminds people who we are and why we're part of the community. We also have charity programs where we donate significant funds each month from different specials back to different charities that align with our values, animal welfare, kids, things like that. But that's hard to scale if you're not in every community. So at some point, you don't become a community brand. You become just a regular chain.
Yeah.
And that's not really what we're rooted in. So we figured if we franchised, we could have other people like us embedded in those communities, really participating the same way that we are for their own business. And they can still be passionate about the brand and passionate about the business because they still have ownership in it.
Yeah.
So that kind of got us excited too.
That makes sense.
Are you going to vet people who are interested in franchising to make sure that they align with you guys value-wise so that you can keep that same community-based feel everywhere that you expand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see. When we opened up applications, we got over 100 applications
Holy
for
shit.
franchising. But what we quickly learned was not all of these people were qualified. They weren't a good fit. They wanted to be in cities where we're not ready to be yet or in other countries, quite frankly. So we recently hired a sales team that are very, very strong. They do this a lot.
Okay.
So they have a vetting process, but then we also have a vetting process when they get down, the pipeline where we sit with them. We have a whole day with them. You go to dinner with them and kind of see them in real life.
love
That's
that.
good.
Yeah, so it's very important that now, are we going to know every single thing about this person? It's impossible.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to find people. You don't want to just take people's money and run and think that they're going to do a good job. You also put all of these systems and processes in place. And that's why we've hired these consultants that we work with to help us kind of just make sure every single thing is in place that we haven't even considered. People have done this before that know better than us because this is an entirely new business model. This isn't running a restaurant. Now we're managing other people managing restaurants.
Yeah.
So it's a new business. It's scary, but it's also really exciting.
So exciting.
Yeah, franchising is a whole different because everything needs to be consistent across the board.
Yeah.
Like you said, where you order from, how you order it, how you quality assure things or quality test things. Everything has to be systemized and processed because you're going to get great. I want to ask you this question. You're going to get great people, but they might not like great people to run a franchise or to buy a franchise, but they might not be exactly. We might not want to run it exactly the way you would run Tacotarian. So they need that or know how to necessarily run it exactly that way. So they need like the manual that this is what works. Just do this, replicate this. And I love the founder movie with, I forget his name, the guy that started McDonald's, didn't start McDonald's, but franchised McDonald's. Or he was going to just rich people, whoever would buy them. And then he'd go to their locations and they're selling like chili dogs and stuff like that. And they're not taking care of it and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's absolutely wild. So who is like your ideal, like if you had to create like the avatar of the ideal Tacotarian franchise owner, who would it be?
So we've gone back and forth. Originally, the ideal would be somebody like us, a husband and wife who wants to own their own business, who's really passionate about being plant-based. And I think that those people do exist. But it's more challenging to find those people that have the capital, have the experience, have the wherewithal to kind of put all of those things together. Where I do think we could still find success is the smaller multiple unit operators where they might come in and buy a territory and maybe they've also run a, I don't know, Jersey Mike's or something like that, where they have the experience, but they're still excited about the brand, and then they just find really good people that work for them and kind of go from there, and they implement our systems and processes. So, and I think we will have a mix of both. I think in some cities it'll be very mom and pop. I think in some cities it'll be very, organized with territories, which just kind of remains to be seen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. When out of those 100 applications, how many of those were even considerable?
Probably less than 10, maybe less than 20. But I did pass the entire list off to the expert sales team because in the beginning I thought that we were like, we could do this internally. Like we don't need to hire a sales team. We can do this. I'm not a good salesperson.
Yeah, that's funny.
So that didn't work out. So I passed them the reins.
I want to call that out though, because not all business owners will do that.
No, not at all.
They'll be like, oh, I've got this, it's fine. But if you can actually recognize that this is a gap for me, I should not be doing this because I'm going to do my business a disservice. You've got to know when to call that out. And that comes from not having ego, which is so important when you're a business owner. Like, you got to know what you suck at. Like you got to. And then you've got to give it to somebody who can do it that much better, that much more efficiently than you can, so that your business overall is better off.
Yeah.
And that is not always easy to do.
It is not.
And you got to be able to recognize it before the wheels fall off.
Yes.
Not after.
Yeah.
Not when you're drowning.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm not good at this. Or just knowing what you don't know. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes that's just the process, is you have to try it yourself. So then you can at least even identify who you should hire. Like, how do you identify who knows what they're doing and who doesn't know what they're doing? Because if you've done it for a few months or 6 months or something like that, you learn a lot. You learn a lot. And sometimes you just learned what you don't know, and you learn what you shouldn't do. And when you go to hire somebody, you'll have you have a much better perspective on who would be a good fit and who wouldn't be a good fit. Because there's a lot of advisors that are professional advisors, that have never actually done anything in their life.
A lot.
It's crazy.
There's a whole lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough. That's why I hate the word coach.
Yeah.
It's been so bastardized
Yeah.
over the years. Especially, I was in the fitness industry for a long time, and then because you can get a personal training certificate for like
so easy.
You can buy the textbook, read the textbook.
I almost did it just for shits and giggles because I started to be obsessed with like weight training, and I was like, oh, I'll just get my PT cert. Like, why not? I didn't finish it.
It's just,
I realized how quickly I tried to go to school at college 3 different times, didn't work any of the times, and then tried to do that, didn't work, and I was like, fuck, I clearly just like I can't do the whole like school and assignment situation. I was great in high school, but like just not for me. But yeah, it's so easy to get.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's so easy
totally
to
fine.
get.
It's so easy to get, and then you get these influencers. They're just people that look good. They played sports or something
Like,
like that.
or
They just look
genetics,
good.
or they're freaking genetics, and they have like banging bodies,
Or
and
they've
then
taken
they're like,
drugs
I'm a
or
PT.
gotten work done or whatever it is, and then they can sell these programs, and they or just steal somebody else's stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other thing. But I mean, even
Full
in
circle.
business, there's somebody
to the
will take a back to the what?
Back to the whole. I was just trying to figure out what got us on this tangent, and it was the word coach.
Well, coach and
Yeah.
advisors and
Yeah.
consultants and that kind of stuff. And I think people just like the influencers. What's his name? He just did why can't I remember his name? Alex Hermosi.
yeah,
Like the
yeah, yeah.
Hermosis and the Bradleys and
Yeah.
there's
What's
a
his
million.
name?
There's a
Ryan
million
Pineda?
of them. Yeah, Pineda is a
Yeah.
tool bag. Keeping that in. He was he was at that event. He was the
was so
worst one. He was
I don't
so
even know who
bad.
that is. I only
You don't
knew,
need to.
I
You
only
don't.
found out who Alex Hermosi was like through somebody else, and now I see those ads in
Everywhere.
my feed all day.
Everywhere, yeah.
But I would have never known who these
He
people
spends
were.
$2 million a month on ads, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
that he,
that's a lot. But maybe he should cut the like. It's been proven that showing somebody the same ad 4 times is like a waste of money. So
Big
maybe
time.
he should like cut that back. For
You know, he's whatever. Meta loves him.
Oh, I bet.
Oh my
but
God.
it was crazy. But you see these like, oh, I want to be like that. Like it's almost like as a kid you look at an athlete. It's like, oh, I want to be a hockey player. I want to be a fighter. And then you get people who want to do it for the wrong reasons, just maybe for the clout or whatever it is, or it seems easy. And then you get these kind of wannabes that aren't willing to put in the work in to suck for a long time and do the thing before they actually go out and do it. It was funny. He did a launch for his book, and he made like $200 million off this launch of a book.
It's so crazy.
Off of like
Crazy.
a $30 book.
A $30 book. Yeah, it's the way he did it's really smart.
So smart.
But again, then there's like this, it's like this popularizing and like almost making like a game of it. Like instead of celebrities, there's going to be like, how much money can I make on this launch? Like, you know
he
what I
set
mean?
a Guinness World Record.
He said again,
Yeah,
I know.
I
So
saw that
he's
ad.
making it like
Yeah.
a game, like a game of business. But he's always said that
Yeah.
it's like a game. I want to be a student to master the game. But anyways, and you get all these people who just want to be like that. But he did this launch, and we got $100 million, over $100 million for this thing, and he stayed live for 3 days straight. To do it, I think it was 3 days straight.
Yeah.
He stayed on there, and because he just wanted to get to that last little like whatever he needed to get to the Guinness World Record. But it's absolutely wild. I don't know where I was going with
I
that.
don't either.
But what you said was like everybody just wants to do that. But
Yeah.
like nobody's gonna do that.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know his system, so correct me if I'm wrong, but like I'm sure 99% of the people that buy that book and implement that system are never gonna make that kind of money.
No.
It's a ridiculous. I don't know what the system is, but it just doesn't make sense. Everybody has to figure out what they're good at and what
Yeah.
they can do, and
Yes.
find something that you actually like to do. Don't just build a business because somebody said you
Yeah.
could make $100
Or
million.
off
Some
the-
of his content's
that
good.
template,
Go
like the
ahead.
template style strategy, right?
Yeah.
Like it just is so hard to replicate. And if you don't follow it to a freaking T, it might not even work in your market. You could follow it to a T and then it doesn't work in your market
Or
and it's
in
not
your
the
niche
right,
or
or in your
whatever,
niche.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
there's so many variables that come into building a business and building a strategy that this person has all the freaking hype in the world, so people will just buy it rather than realizing like it might not even work for you. There's some businesses for sure that will thrive from following that playbook. Absolutely. That is, I think, been proven, but it's not going to work for everybody. And people see how much money he makes and they're like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't work. And then they're upset. And it's like, well, come on.
There's definitely aspects you can take and put into a lot of other, like that's one thing I love about business is you can take things that worked in other industries and apply them into something completely different, and it could work, and you could differentiate yourself and stand out fairly quickly in that. But yeah, for the most part, like your strategy for growing a vegan taco restaurant is a lot different than probably, I'm assuming, you can correct me if I'm wrong, your breakfast and brunch place. It was probably a little bit different as far as like who you talk to, how you market to people, how you hire people, probably a little bit different. I'm assuming.
Yes, in some ways. I think my system is probably different than a lot of people's system in general. I tend to be hyper focused on hyper local business.
Yeah.
So because we're operating in these cities.
Yeah.
And what I realize is with these meta ads and all of these things, yes, there is a process to it. Yes, some people are better than others at it, but a lot of it is trial and error, and you're throwing money at the wall. And it's gotten very competitive because the Alex Hermosis of the world are spending $2 million on Meta. Small businesses don't have that kind of capital to spend that kind of money on Meta. And if you're not very skilled with using little amounts of money on social media and advertising in that way, and then other kinds of advertising like billboards or print, where's the ROI? Unless you're putting some sort of QR code or something that's trackable, you really are just throwing that out into the ether. Now,
hoping.
there's something to say about being visible and about visibility and just reminding people that you're there. So if they flip through a magazine, they're like, oh yeah, Tacotarian.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think there's other ways you can do that. So our focus has always been on the community and community first and that kind of marketing.
What's been the most creative thing that you feel like you've done, or like kind of off the cuff or unhinged thing that you've
I
done?
love that. Unhinged.
I did this
in
post on
business.
Instagram where I was like, these are the most unhinged things that I've done as a restaurant marketer. I don't remember all of them, but one that I do still to this day, and everybody probably knows now that it's me, is like I basically act as like our PR. So I use ChatGPT a lot as kind of like employees. I don't use it necessarily for Google because it's not Google. We have Google. I use it as like an employee. So I have a folder as like, this is my HR, this is my PR, this is so, and then I build conversation through there. So I help it identify all these places where I can pitch stories and things like that. And then I make up emails and I act like I'm a PR person for
love that.
Tacotarian.
That's great.
And then I pitch stories and articles and submit for awards and all of
that's
these
so
things.
smart.
That's super smart.
That is
yeah.
so
I love
smart.
hearing.
Because sometimes they won't take you seriously if you're just pitching
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
100%. That reminded me that I cannot remember. We're real bad at names today. But this girl, she runs the Business Class podcast. She runs a social media agency. She did a post and she was saying unhinged things that she's done. And she wanted to be a speaker. And so she literally had her team take pictures and videos of her with a microphone talking to a fucking wall. And she got booked as a speaker within like the next 30 to 60 days. And I was like, oh my
I mean, we've done
God.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so smart though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. And
Get
I think
creative.
like a lot of these small businesses, like where you were in 2018, 19?
Yeah, we opened in 18.
18. They look at, again, like the Hermosis or whoever it is, and they're like, okay, we need to spend money on ads. We need to get the billboard. We need to get these sorts of things, when that is not the place to invest, because you don't know what works. You don't even know what people want yet. You don't know who your ICP is. You have a good guess. We don't know who they are, especially if you go into these other communities. So it's doing that. Like, this is a good segue, grassroots marketing, getting into the community and really finding out exactly what's going to work and practicing your PR with ChatGPT.
You know what else works really well for us and would work for most brick and mortar businesses? And I guess if you're selling a product online, it would work too. But going to community events. This is something that people undervalue. Well, I'll give you two that people undervalue. Events is a big one, because events, you go as yourself. Let's say you're giving away free food. If you go to an event that, like, I wouldn't go to necessarily a vegan event, because those are my people. I'm preaching to the choir, right?
Yeah.
But our partners went and did a festival, a foodie festival, because we have a location in San Diego. And in San Diego, even though we've been there a few years, our footprint is smaller and we're not there full time. So many people still don't even know that we exist. Even though we're a busy restaurant, there's millions of people in San Diego, and a lot of them have no idea who we are. So they went to a foodie event where we gave away 2,500 little small bites of food. It cost us almost nothing to do. We didn't have to pay for the booth space or the event itself. And we gave away flyers that said, like, oh, your new favorite taco is, meatless or whatever, with a QR code to get a free taco. And my partners that ran that event that day said that almost nobody had ever heard of us, and they were so excited to come and try us.
Cool.
So that right there probably got us more business than if I had just put an ad up in San Diego or a billboard that people would drive by and not get to actually have face-to-face time. The other one that I like to tell people, because I feel like businesses never do this, and it's one skill that I've built up significantly, and actually I'm probably going to do it later today, is local news.
Okay.
66% of the population still watch local news.
What?
That's a lot.
How? Where do they get it
of
from?
adults.
I would have guessed it was lower
Not on
than that.
Hulu, is it? Like, where are they watching?
So a lot of people like me, I have YouTube TV, which still has local channels.
Okay.
But the people and like older people still have like cable.
So there's still a lot of boomers out there. They got,
Or older or Gen X or whatever.
millennials,
So those people are still watching local news. From there, it gets put online. And then those online stories, number one, live forever, but then they also clip those into social media or YouTube or whatever. So then the impressions are in the millions, right? And it's completely free. But where most people can't figure out is how to get on local news, because you can't just say, hey, I have this really great restaurant. Can you put me on today? They're going to say no. You have to tie it back to your community. So when we got broken into downtown, we were getting vandalized and broken into, and the city was not listening and not giving us more cops and all these things. I posted on social media, but then I also tagged all the news stations, and then they came out every day that week and did stories.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
So we were the underdog in that story. So the story wasn't about how great our food was, but yet they came every day to our restaurant, filmed content, took B-roll shots, and this is content that we can utilize forever.
Yeah.
So they did that every single day, and then the city came around, and then the city basically did what we needed them to do, to make a
Wild.
long story short. But we do that every single day. Like the alcohol bill just passed. I don't know if you guys saw this. They passed the state law that will say that restaurants can now deliver alcohol, which is fantastic.
That's right. Yeah,
Cool.
that's right.
Sounds great, right?
That's very cool.
I saw
What we're
that the
doing
bill
tonight.
passed, and I was like, yeah, but you can't. You can't do it tonight.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why.
Oh, no.
Because the city and the county have to adopt that law or a similar law, and they have not done that yet. And the reason they have not, the city, I'm told, is going to adopt the state law, but the county cannot. Can you guess why?
I don't know.
No.
Guess who wouldn't want alcohol delivered?
Oh, restaurants, casinos.
Liquor stores, casinos.
Casinos.
Casinos. So the casinos don't want alcohol delivered in this city, which is why we're like the only city in the U.S. that doesn't have alcohol on DoorDash or Uber. It's because the casinos have all the power. So they are pushing back. So if you look at my Instagram story today, you'll see I tagged every commissioner saying, like, give us delivery. Because that's significant revenue
Yeah, that's
that we're
huge.
missing out on. So I already texted all my news contacts So hopefully later today I'll be on Fox 5 or 8 News Now or
Amazing.
Channel 13 complaining about the city not doing their job to protect or the county not doing their job to protect restaurants.
Yeah.
And most business owners don't want to do that. Number one, they don't want to rock the boat. They're scared. But you're not rocking the boat. It actually makes you, number one, more powerful. It puts you out there to the community as somebody that's trying to rally the community. And you guys want alcohol delivery. I want alcohol delivery. So why can we not have it? The community wants it. Why are we allowing the casinos to run Las Vegas? They're part of the problem. They're the reason Las Vegas is, having
So behind on
a
everything.
moment and not in a good way. So I think underutilized local media is huge for small businesses if you're trying to drive local traffic.
In what world could you see local businesses who are not necessarily brick and mortar getting involved in local news?
I'll give you an example. So I had this girl that I was talking to at a NABO event one time, and she had a beauty business that was online. So she had moved her manufacturing from California to Nevada.
Okay.
So that's a big one. Why did you move well, I moved to Nevada because it's a more business-friendly state. I could afford to have more labor. And then also another one that would be great for online businesses if they have a product that's being affected would be tariffs.
Okay.
So I have a friend that makes tattoo needles. And I think I told you this, she has a tattoo business, and I didn't realize this. She educated me that you can't actually make tattoo needles in the U.S. So there's no, it's something about regulation or something. She can talk about it way better than me. But so she can't make them here. So she only can make them in, China, or I forget where they're made. And so then now they're exponentially more expensive because of tariffs. So she can't get them anymore, and it's a whole thing. So that would be another angle for that local news would pick up, because her business is local. It's a tattoo shop, but she can't actually get the needles that she sells on her online store for that business.
That's an interesting thing. You can't make them here, but you can stab them into your arm here.
Yeah, right? It's so weird.
Really, really cool.
Really weird.
But no, that's like that. Something about there's like the pattern disrupt. It's like, oh, somebody is not me speaking about or trying to sell, because people get sold to all the time. It's going to get lost in the noise. But if you're in there, like you said, kind of rocking the boat or standing out, you get this pattern disrupt of like, what is she talking about? Okay, that's something that I'm passionate about, or I didn't know that was an issue. Who's Kristen? What's Tacotarian? Now you're looking up Tacotarian. And now you might have more plans on Sunday for dinner, sort of thing. So that there's something big about that and underutilized. People are scared to do that, though.
Hugely. I ask people all the time, because a lot of times when I pitch a story, they'll like, give me 3 other people that will go on camera right now. Because they can't just make every story about me. So I'm like, these poor news anchors are so sick of me talking to them, being like, I need you to do this story today. So she'll be like, find me other people that'll go on camera. And I'll try to find, and people that will text me and say, oh, I know this is a problem. Like this, you're 100% right. But they will not go on camera. There's a variety of reasons why people won't go on camera. Number one, they don't like the way they look.
Yeah.
Number two, they don't like the way they sound. Newsflash, none of us do.
Right.
Like, I'll see this and I'll hate it. And I'll be like, oh, God, I should have worn a different shirt. Why do I sound like that? That's just being human. You have to just get over it.
Yeah.
The second thing is they're scared to rock the boat, which we mentioned, or they just don't have the time. Or they're just so in it, they can't step back and see the value.
Yeah. I think rocking the boat, I think they're scared of the backlash.
I think that's something to call out, though, because if you're rocking the boat, they're not your people. Like, there's certain people that it's 100%. They're going to be like, I don't like that. I don't agree with that person. That's fine. They're not your people. Like, we talk about that all the time. So I think if you're willing to put yourself out there in a more public way, that's actually going to hugely benefit how your community views you, how you're looked at as a business owner and a contributor overall. Yeah, some people aren't going to like you, but who gives a shit? They're not the people that are for you. They're not the people that are going to come support you. You're going to find that many more people who are like, wow, I've never knew about this business. I never knew about this person. Let me go look into them. I actually really align with that. And then boom, they're supporting you. So it's going to be like a 50-50 gamble on whether or not you're going to rock the boat. But it'll be worth it no matter what, because then your name is out there regardless.
Yeah, now more than ever, the value of having a smaller but much more loyal customer or client base is so much more powerful. Like even in social media, like on YouTube, the ones that are crushing it right now are actually the ones from between I think it was 1,000 to 5,000 subscribers, as opposed to like the 100,000 to 1 million. And then you get like the Mr. Beast who get like billions and that kind of stuff. Like you're not comparing yourself to that. But it's just even on Instagram, the ones with the smaller, more niche accounts are doing much better as far as
engagement
and
Watch
like
time.
for their business.
Yeah.
For their business. Like actually, if you have 5,000 followers or 1,000 followers, but you have a really engaged audience, you have 1,000, probably 900 possible customers, clients right there. So it's
that are paying you.
that are
Yeah.
paying you
Yeah.
exactly, as opposed to I have 20,000 and nobody gives a
Nobody
shit
gives a
about
shit, yeah.
like working with influencers. Is they come like I have 50,000
influencers.
followers, and it's like, all right, cool. Like I used to think that was great, and then because I had a supplement brand at one point, I was like, cool, go sell this, you'll get commissions and all this kind of stuff. And the ones with like 500 would crush it, absolutely crush it. And they get people at 50,000 that can't sell brutal, but because they got their audience through like dancing and
Right.
or just they hit a trend once and then
Yes.
it's whatever it is, so it's not applicable. But that's a whole other podcast.
This is so accurate, I think, right now, because we live in a time where everybody's so hyper focused on digital. I mean, we all love AI. Trust me, I use it every single day. I love it. But if we forget about who's actually buying our product, then we're going to fail. So my social media and my online base is completely different than the people who come into our locations. I don't know where we are on time, but I can give you a really funny story if you want about how they tried to cancel us over lemon-infused water. Did I tell you about Watergate?
You heard it here first. No. Probably not first, but yeah, like said it here.
Okay. I'll try to keep this succinct. Basically, we had free lemon-infused water on the counter at our restaurants for years and years. It became problematic for a variety of reasons. Number one, like people were putting their hands all over it. Homeless people would come in and throw it on the floor. People would fill up their entire,
their fucking hydro jug.
Flasks, and then the staff were scrambling to try to like constantly be refilling it. And for business purposes, like we weren't selling as many non-alcoholic beverages because everyone was just taking the beautiful lemon-infused water. So I pitched to my partners, hey, what if we just put the water behind the counter and we just make it upon request? Well, I don't know if we didn't communicate that properly to the staff or whatever, but somebody got told no, they couldn't have water.
Oh, no.
And so there's this group online called the Las Vegas Vegans Facebook group, and it's roughly 16,000 people. Well, I woke up to like a bunch of texts saying, go in the vegan group, and there was dozens of posts about like Tacotarian is like withholding water. They said that we can't have water. This is illegal. People losing. I mean, there was hundreds of comments by the time I saw it. So of course you have that feeling where your heart is just like,
gut wrenching.
No. And then, so I start replying as myself, like, guys, this isn't what happened. Like there was a lot of weight. And then I'm trying to explain it. And I'm like, but this is, why am I explaining this? Like, number one, are these people my paying customers? Like, are these 16,000 people actually, and I already know the answer. I already knew the answer. And the answer was no. Yeah. Yes, there are people in that group that support us, absolutely, 100%. But are the majority of those people? So there was memes that said, give me liberty, give me free lemon-infused water, or give me death. Like, I'm not joking the level of scandal happening? This was. There was a hashtag called Watergate. They still use it in that group today. Anytime someone mentions Tacotarian, there's like hashtag Watergate.
You're joking.
Underneath.
People need more real problems in their life.
No kidding.
That's crazy.
So I was like, I'm gonna take a beat. I went to my partners and I was like, we can't cave.
Yeah.
No.
Like people were gonna protest us over this water, which they could just ask for. And so I was like, we have to be in on the joke. So we created a flyer that said hashtag Watergate. And
That's
it
brilliant.
like with a margarita
Yeah.
on it, and it said drink margaritas, save water. If you come in this weekend, if you come in this weekend and mention Watergate, you'll get a free taco, or
That's
you buy a margarita, you'll get a
amazing.
free taco and a 7-ounce cup of water.
That's hilarious. I love
That's
that.
And then we
amazing.
made T-shirts for the staff that said "Keep calm, we still have free water." You know that logo that says like "Keep calm and carry on."
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
So we made one that said "Keep calm, we still have free water," and we sold those. We put them up on our online store, and we put
That's
all
so
the
smart.
staff in them.
That's so smart.
And we crushed it. Like the sales were up like 30% that weekend.
Yeah.
And then the response. So I only posted it in that group. Like I didn't
Good
post
for
it
you.
outside of that group. But then the response was like, "Oh my gosh, this is genius marketing. This is how you do it. This is how you run a business." There was way more comments about how great that response was than there ever was about the
Watergate.
Watergate itself. But just goes to show you, if number one, you had just been a business owner, maybe that were new or starting out, you would have panicked and thought like, these are my people and they're trying to cancel me.
Yeah.
But it goes to the importance of who is your community, who's knowing who's actually spending money in your restaurant, which is what you're talking about, or making you money off sales off YouTube or wherever it may be, is so important. If you don't understand that, then you run this risk of kind of just going down a rabbit hole of nonsense like Watergate.
That's
In
so
full
wild.
circle, you couldn't do that if you're stuck in the kitchen.
That's right.
Exactly. So I want to know what all the hype's about. I haven't had I had Tacotarian in 2019 before COVID's the last time I had, and I'm assuming it's a little bit different now. So I just didn't. I forgot it was a thing. I only thought you had one location, and then now that once you two met, I feel like I feel like you have more than 5 because I
have
feel like I
6.
see them everywhere. You have 6. I feel like you have more than 6 because I see them everywhere. But there's one right by our house. So we got some tacos.
Okay.
We're gonna see how well you know your product.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
So we're gonna be
Sweating.
blindfolding. She agreed to this.
Yeah.
She agreed to this, and then she's gonna do a blind taste test of. Did we get 4 or 5?
I got 4,
Four different types of her tacos, and she has to guess
which is what?
what is what.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do a little taste test. It's been a while.
I'm not gonna lie,
So-
I ate one on the way here.
Okay, so 4.
No, you have 4 still.
Okay,
Yeah.
I told my husband that we were doing this, and I went through all the tacos, and I was like, okay, I'll definitely know that one. I'll definitely know that one. And then I was
That's
like,
so
wait, I never ordered that one. And then I'm like, okay, but these two are kind of similar, so those would be really hard because some of them use like the same dressings
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
same.
Ooh.
We are going to put one taco in front of her at a time. She can't see, I promise.
Blindfolded.
I know. We didn't have a blindfold, so we put a hoodie on. Golden Knights. Go Knights. So she's going to take a couple bites.
Okay.
She might spill on herself. And she's going to guess what type of taco this is.
Oh God. All right. I know
I'm
this
so
one.
excited.
This is pastor. You guys
Okay.
don't even know if I'm right.
We do.
We're
Is
not
she
gonna
right?
tell you yet. We're not gonna
no.
tell you until you do all 4.
Okay.
So that was, she said pastor. Okay. So this one's on a napkin. All right. And it's, there you go. Okay.
No, it's not the same. This is
Is she stumped? The future queen of vegan tacos in North America is stumped.
I gotta eat this one again.
I just gave her that title.
It's
love it.
familiar, but shit, I don't know. It's really good though. Okay, give me the next one. I'll go back to that one.
Next one, plate. There you go.
You have to realize too, I don't eat all of these every day.
Excuses.
You don't?
That's chorizo. I think.
Chorizo. Okay, it's in front of you.
Also, like, not that you guys would have known this, but because some of these are on double tortillas, and I know they're not flour, they're corn.
You've
so it narrows it
eliminated.
down.
Oh shit.
She knows her product.
There were like 12. Am I right in that? Like 12 tacos to choose from?
This is barbacoa.
So the only one you don't know. Do you have any ideas now that you've had those 3? What
try
the?
it again.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
here?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with your. I'm impressed. You actually haven't spilled anything.
Really?
No.
I should have put my water. Here, hold on. Meanwhile, I'm gonna choke and die like live on TV. Okay. It's got to be asada.
Asada's
Are we
the guess?
locking in
Are we
carne
locking
asada?
in?
Yeah, it's asada.
You got them all right. You got them all right.
Hell yeah!
She has proved herself the queen of vegan tacos.
That's right.
I know my shit.
Amazing. I love that. They smell and look so good. I'm gonna taste.
Which one did you do?
You did
Asada.
asada.
Asada. Let me have
That's
a
really
bite,
good.
Too. It's real good.
Really good. Do you want the asada? Try the
Yeah,
asada.
I want some of all of them. I'm hungry.
The entire time. I actually wasn't listening to anything anybody was saying. I was like, I just can't wait for tacos.
You
I'm not
kind
gonna lie,
of-
I was super excited for tacos.
Yeah,
This
two
one?
like I always get the pastor and the
This is the
chorizo.
this is the pastor. Okay. Holy crap.
Don't eat it all.
That's the thing about guys. Is like one bite is like
It's
half
not
the
enough.
freaking thing.
I know.
That is very good. I would not guess if you were like, there's no meat in there.
When we go to festivals and stuff, we don't necessarily announce that we're vegan, and people are just drunk and they're like, more chicken tacos, and we're like, sure.
Here you go.
Not chicken. I can't believe it's not chicken.
I don't know why I thought chicken.
We have one that you couldn't get because it's like not a la carte. It's only on the platter, but it's the birria. And so that one's jackfruit, but it's also mixed with Beyond. It's spicy and it has a dipping broth. That one's
So this looks like chicken. What
That's
is
the
it?
barbacoa.
That's jackfruit.
Oh, wow.
So good.
Yeah, this is so good.
The,
if you haven't been there yet, and you're a Vegas local,
The Al Pastor is so freaking
Or San
good.
Diego.
just try them all.
Or San Diego.
Or San Diego. Even if you're within about an hour, it's
Worth
worth
the
it.
drive.
It's worth it. These
No,
are
people
so
come
good.
from St. George.
Wow.
Yeah, I would. No, this is so good. And like I wouldn't like, and I'm a meat eater.
Yeah, like sometimes if he cooks food, he'll just make steak. Like there's no thought about
No
putting anything
vegetables
else
on
on
that
this
plate.
plate. It is a plate of fucking steak.
When I'm hungry, I'm tunnel vision. I just
Yeah.
cook this one thing really good, and then that's all I do. But and this is really good. Like, and there's a few places that do. There's a sushi vegan place that you were
Oh,
mentioning.
I love Did you ever go to Chikyu?
I never got to go.
It was so good.
There's one that
I
closed.
know.
And then the chef passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's another one, Daikon Sushi.
I
haven't been there.
But they do a brilliant job. Like they get so creative. I mean, a lot of sushi places are creative, but especially when there's no fish in it,
Yeah.
you get really creative, and it's so good. You get really interesting.
Yeah, there's
things.
like people do some like watermelon poke sometimes. I don't know if Daikon does that or not, but I've seen it done in other cities
That
and
would
it's
be
incredible.
amazing. I don't like seafood at all. So
No.
I am so here for
Vegan sushi.
for vegan sushi. Yeah.
And I mean, I would go because when we met, you were
I know.
vegan.
It breaks my heart still. We talked about it. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
vegan I was vegetarian for 9 years. I was vegan for like 5 or 6 of it probably. And then just like quick recap. I started getting more and more into my fitness and like paying attention to what I was eating and trying to hit certain macros, protein, all those things. And so I was doing a lot of processed like seitan and
Soy.
stuff and soy and all of those things like Beyond Beef. And I was like, this is probably not the best. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to hit like 140 grams of protein a day. And when I was vegan, I think I was coming in around like 80.
That's still a lot, actually.
Which is a
That's
lot.
More than I get most days.
Which is a lot. And so doing it with all the mock, I was like, this is not like great for me and my health. And so I started slowly eating some meat again.
You
and
mostly just eat chicken.
I mostly just eat chicken and occasionally.
So chickens matter.
Yes,
chicken
they do.
lives
They
matter,
all
too. I'm
matter.
just-
They all matter. It still fucking breaks my heart. In a perfect world, we're sourcing from like small local farms rather than buying out of a grocery store. And I think that's absolutely a goal for both of us. Like we've talked about it. I would rather go that route than do the whole mass thing. But I've found myself feeling better. Funny enough, I was noticing the other day, my hair has literally grown like 6 inches probably.
Oh, really?
Where before I couldn't get past like
so
right here for the
interesting how
most part.
different people's bodies.
Absolutely.
Like I used to, when I ate meat, I was one of those people that was sick all the time. Like I would, are you done eating? Like I would just be like throwing up. I would
shit.
always like, I don't know why, my body just did not. But even from like as a child, I was skeeved out by meat. Like
Yeah.
it always grossed me out, even before I understood where it
The
came from
process,
and the
yeah.
process. So I've never been like a big meat eater. So I was never, my body didn't, I think it just didn't like it anyways.
Yeah, everybody's so different. Like so when I was fighting, I was trying to get down to a certain weight, so I was like, "Oh, I'm a vegetarian." Like that's seemed like an easy way to do it. And since then, I've had so many autoimmune issues come from switching.
Yeah.
So it's just everybody's just so
Everybody's
different.
so different.
Everybody's
Like
so different.
understand what works for you. Obviously, if you've got an attachment to animals and things like that, like do it because that's something that you're super passionate about. But one thing from somebody who has been there and done it and still finds it hard, like I have moments where I'm like, fuck, like why am I still eating meat? But know that I feel better in myself and like my blood work, everything looks so good. So I think like don't beat yourself up, but try to do it in a way that you can still, I think, feel okay about it, especially if you've switched between the two. But you have to do what's right for you and your health. And I think
pay attention to where you're sourcing these things. 'Cause
Yeah.
talk about health. Like I grew up on a farm, and I also grew up there was a big Cherokee population, so we were big on like respecting the earth and the circle of life, so to speak, and respecting the animals and that kind of stuff. So my dad was always a hunter, and he would do the same thing. Like he would always like thank the animals and all. Like he was very much. He's a softie. He's like a veteran, but like he cries during movies. Like,
what was that Italian? We watched Nona's on Netflix. Have you
It's so
seen that?
good.
It's so
I know what
cute.
it is, though, but I haven't seen it.
It's
so
so cute. He sat there crying
he's
throughout
crying
that
at the
movie.
end.
He's
So
so
he's such
sweet.
a softie. So he's all about like that. So that was like what I grew up in. Like as long as you're very respectful and use everything and you don't over harvest and that type of stuff. So it's just pay like really close attention to where you get it. I think it's super important for your health too, but also then it puts more money into like regenerative farming as well, and then treating the animals better. Farms that treat the animals better, let them live a lot longer, more wholesome lives as well, that kind of stuff. So, because I also saw the other side of it.
Oh, it's dark.
It's heartbreaking.
It's brutal
It's
because
freaking
it's not there
heartbreaking.
anymore. So she was with we were in Clare some for a year, again a small farm town where I'm from, and there used to be outside of it there was a big
You need the other side.
there's a big kind of mass slaughterhouse. The farm is still there, but the slaughterhouse isn't anymore, and that was like where a lot of like you turn 13 or 12, like just where you go work, right, sort of thing.
That'd be rough.
That was brutal. I came home that night and I hugged my dog and I was like, so sorry.
Yeah, I'm surprised you were ever able to eat meat again after that.
It was, what again, the only reason is because my dad had such a different view. He's like, yeah, we don't get our stuff from there.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
let me go show you where we get our stuff from. And it was like this beautiful pasture and like, it was very different. So so it
I
was
think,
very
yeah,
interesting.
like we're never going to, as sad as it may be, we're never going to probably in our lifetime be able to get rid of factory farming. Maybe we will if we get into some huge crisis. But like you mentioned, if everyone just did 1 or 2 meals a week that were plant-based,
Yeah, mix it
or
in.
just maybe like, I remember when we opened downtown, like the vice president came and she was like, "Oh, I'm vegan before 6 o'clock or something," and it made all these headlines. But the point she was making was that she was just putting an effort into like eating less meat. So I think if everyone just did a little bit, it would still have a huge impact on like
totally.
animals and factory farming. I think where we get into trouble is like people get preachy or they try to convince people of a different way of life, and I prefer to show people through food. So it's cold. It wasn't even at its best, and you were like, "Oh, I wouldn't have
pretty good.
known."
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty good.
exactly.
That's
So
pretty good.
that's our philosophy, is to show people and inspire people to make small changes in their lives through showing them that this food is actually good. It's not tofu and rice and lettuce. It's actually really good food.
No, it was delicious. And then you get the arguments of, you can get into like, there's so many, like if you push somebody too far one way, the pendulum swings back just as much, if not more, the other way. So then you're going to get people that push back even more if you try to preach to them and tell them what to do.
People being open-minded and knowing like we said, like incorporate it every once in a while. It doesn't have to be an all the time thing, but just being open-minded to trying and experiencing different things and then working it in if you want to too. But pay attention to your health. Like if you eat a shit ton of meat and you feel like shit, go get it checked out. Like go get your blood work done and try dialing back and see if you feel better. I think like I'm just a big believer in like do what's right for your body. Look at the numbers, look at how you're feeling, and then make the changes that you need to based
Full
off
circle,
of that.
look at the data.
Do you think you would eat lab-grown meat?
Yes. If that were ever a thing, I actually would
It is a thing.
It is a thing, but it's just not mainstream.
It's not mainstream. I would 100%, if there was like the science behind it that it's healthy for your body, process all the
Well,
things.
it's the same, right?
Then yes, I would 1000% be switched to fully that and not participate.
Let a couple million people go through that and then see,
Yeah,
see
right.
what,
Like
see what happens.
see what happens after a
See,
while.
I don't think I could even eat. I don't think I could eat it. I think just because it would always gross me out. I don't think I would even.
Yeah,
I think I'd be like, bleh.
yeah,
But I like the idea of it for other people.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if it works and it doesn't turn us into mutants, I'm fine with that. I think it will because it's literally, I don't know. We'll
just
see.
the cells.
Yeah.
We'll see. Who knows? But anyways, that's a good place to end this on. Mutant meat. Yeah, great place to end it on. But where can everybody find you? Tell everybody where they can find you. What is there some things you have coming up? When's your TEDx supposed to be coming out and all that kind of fun
That's
stuff?
an excellent question.
Yeah,
You can find me on LinkedIn.
Yep, that you
DM
can.
me. You never know. We might get coffee. Don't sell me something in the DM though. It's just LinkedIn Kristen-Corral. On Instagram, the Kristen Corral, or you can follow Eat Tacotarian at Eat Tacotarian. What was the other question? Oh, TedX. It's supposed to already be out, so any day now. I check every day to see if it was dropped. So it's been submitted, but then TedX has like their schedule of when they release things.
Come on, TedX.
I know.
But we'll link all of that, and hopefully by the time this comes out, maybe the TEDx will be out, and we'll be able to link that. But thank you everybody for enjoying watching us eat. Thank you so much for being here. I'm a big fan. I can't wait to see you blow up, but also Tacotarian be everywhere, so that more people can enjoy what we just ate. So, and until next time, everybody, keep chasing your next summit.